Thank you. My name is Michael, and I'm an addict. Really grateful to be clean. And in the room of Narcotics Anonymous. This program has literally helped saving my life. Welcome to all the new people. Welcome to people that's new to Narcotics Anonymous. I hope you hear something that keeps you here. Welcome to anybody that's back from a relapse. I'm glad you made it back. People are dying from this disease. I just want to clarify a couple things before I get started. I want to say my clean date is 5/11/2012. For that, I'm grateful. Really, really grateful, and you'll hear it in my message. The other thing is that I want to take a moment, just a moment, for some people that was close to me that has passed away recently. And I want to give respect to Bakari, people that knew him. I want to get to respect to one of my wife's sponsee, Jazz, that passed away. Just today, got 2 phone calls that 2 more of the people that's close to us passed away. And that's why I always talk about being grateful, not only for being clean, but for being alive, right? For waking up, giving thanks to the God of my understanding. God is my higher power, and I hope I don't offend anybody. And if I do, call your sponsor, right? Find your own higher power. But, and I always get grateful and I always thank God for waking me up, because I just don't want to take any more days, moments, seconds for granted, right? And this program is giving me some information that keeps me lined up with an opportunity to stay clean. And because I can't stop death, but if I die, I just want to die clean. Let me say that again. Like, if I pass on this stage right now, I just want to go out clean, right? And, I might get emotional, because I'm a big guy with some real touchy emotions and feelings behind my journey. My journey has been, and I won't get into a lot of war story, because I did everything that everybody else did. I used to live for a really long time. But I will talk about my last run, right? I want to talk about my last run and what they used to tell me. If I didn't remember my last run, then I may have another one waiting, right? And so a little bit of background about where I come from is that I come from a dysfunctional family of alcoholics and addicts that didn't know that they was alcoholic and addicts, right? And a lot of the things that happened to me growing up, I carried a resentment. But what Narcotics Anonymous has done for me is given me some information about my parents and the people that raised me did the best they could with what they had, right? And what they had was all they had, right? And there was a quote I heard that I've been going on all day, and I was thinking in my head, misinformed information sets up an expectation for me to have a resentment. And so I have to remember that as my journey continues, and I talk about this program and what it done for me, and all the years of my life. And my story is that, like, I came into Narcotics Anonymous around maybe 98, 97, 98, and I could come in and out, and I could get clean, but I couldn't stay clean. And what happened was, I kept coming in and out, and I would always come in and I would always dress up the outside. I would never really want to look at the little boy that was trying to live in a grown man's body. I didn't want to look at some of the low self-esteem and some of the fear and some of the doubt and some of the manipulation and some of all the other shit that was going on internally. I didn't want to look at it. I just thought if I could dress this up, I could be okay. And y'all wouldn't have to know what was really going on with me inside out. There's some people in this room that watch my struggle. that watched my struggle, watched me come in and out this room, and just kept loving me, kept talking about me, kept doing all the shit that addicts do, right? In and out of the room when people go through these journeys, right? But thank you. Like, I want to thank you. If you prayed for me, thank you. If you talked about me, thank you. Right? Seriously, if you judge me, thank you. Right? Because what that done for me, though, is knowing that I had a seed planted from Narcotics Anonymous that I stopped watering, right? And what I mean by that, like I could say, I could come here and I could get clean. I couldn't stay clean, and I couldn't figure out why, because I wasn't doing no work, and I wasn't getting honest, and I didn't want to. And I'm gonna talk about a men's support group further down the line, right? But I didn't want to fuck with none of you men. I come from a world of being around women and manipulating women and getting whatever I can, right? I didn't want to get vulnerable to men. I didn't want to tell them how I didn't know how to be a man. I didn't want to tell them how insecure and how all this fear and all this stuff that I was really feeling inside, because my outside says that don't mess with me. Right? And so, I thank God for this program, man. This program is amazing, right? It's given me the opportunity to get vulnerable, to be teachable, to be in denial. My disease is tricky, and I'll just talk about, let me go back, because I was talking about how my last run, and my last run was animalistic. We hear people say that, right? I used to hear other addicts say that, how like living animalistic. I'm talking about, of course, the same clothes, not eating, living outside, robbing, stealing. I even made the news. For some of y'all may still remember. Like, I made Fox News, right? Like, I took them people's shit. Right? And they had my picture all on the news, right? Because my disease was bigger than me, right? And I was at a place to where, like, every now and then during my last run, I would get a moment of clarity, and I would ask God for help. Right? Only in the moment of clarity. You can tell that lie that I would take a hit and ask God for help, because I didn't need him right then. Right? So I'm going to tell my truth. So every now and then I would get a moment of clarity, and I would ask God for help. And there was one lady that I'm married to right now that every now and then I would reach back her way and say, hey, you know what? I got 10 days, 20 days clean. Can I come by and get a little bit? Like, I'm here to tell my truth, because see, my disease won't allow me. It'll allow me to dress it up. But it'll also cause me to undress myself. Because see, what I've learned through working the steps in this program, if I don't tell on the disease will tell on me. Right? It'll start manifesting itself and showing itself up in ways that I think I'm holding a secret, and my disease is like that. My disease is telling and doing something way different. So anyway. Back to the last run. And so I would get that moment of clarity, and then sometimes I would get irritated with her, because she would be saying, I've been praying for you to get arrested and go to jail. What? So after I get a little bit for 2 or 3 days, I'm gone, because she talking about going to jail, anyway, and so, but in my last run, the Department of Corrections helped save my life. It helped save my life. I got arrested, and I'll tell this story. I got arrested on. It was the fastest I ever went to the penitentiary ever. I got arrested on a Sunday. I went to court on a Monday. I went to preliminary hearing on Thursday. Let's make a deal day for y'all that don't know. Like. And my judge told me, said, listen, Mr. Carr, I'm going to break my own anonymity. He said, listen, we ain't giving up no more plea bargains. I'm not giving you no pleas. Like I'm going to sentence you off the grid. And where I stood at the grid, for us old timers, we know what the grid means, right? So on the grid, I was at 45 to 60 months, right? And he was like, listen, you want treatment? I said, yeah. He said, I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to give it to you in jail. I was like, what? Boom, get out of my room. So, that fast. I was in the penitentiary within a week. And on that Friday morning, I was on my way to the intake center. But anyway, but I'm saying that to say this, but that was, remember me talked about asking God for help? And they say, and it talks about in step 6 too, be careful for what you ask for because you just may get it. Right? And the change that I've asked for in this process, like I've gotten it, but I haven't gotten it the way I thought I should have got it. Right? But here's the deal though. That's where the hope and the experience came from. Because what they tell me, if you never go through nothing, right, you can never help someone else. This program says that one addict helping another without parallel, right? Well, where's my parallel if I ain't been through shit? I'm gonna tell you how to get loaded because I can tell you that. But the program has also, shown me that, because I had planted the seed, when I got that moment of clarity in the penitentiary on my last run, that I had to get to a place where I'd never been, and that was surrender. I had to get to a place to where I had to quit fooling and tricking myself, saying that I could beat the system, saying that I could do it slicker or better next time. And I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice and say, this is where you're going to spend the rest of your life or you're going to die. So, of course, I wasn't ready to go yet. So I got to a place, I got out, and I started to take suggestions. I started to get back around a group of men that cared for me until I learned how to care for myself. And then the love came. Because like the love didn't come right away because they didn't know what I was going to do. Right? They would be like, he back. They would be like, the berries and some of the Dougies. They would be like, yeah, he back, but is he going to stay, right? And so, and my sponsor, I just love him to death. But sponsors keep it real with you, right? Mine do. He gonna tell me some stuff that I don't always want to hear, and I want to get off the phone, and I want to not talk to him, right? And this is his solution. Okay. Right? Okay. So and I had to get around a group of men, and I had to go back to my home group, which was Miracles at the time. My home group is Victory right now. But I had to get back there, and I had to sit with my own guilt. I had to sit with my own shame, and I had to sit with y'all talking about me because what they told me, I can allow y'all to talk about me and stay, or I can let y'all run me back out the room. Right? And I wasn't ready to run anymore. Bad feet, bad knee, bad back. Right? Yeah, I was tired of running. And the judge was like, listen, we tired of seeing you too. So every time you come, I'm going to get you out my face. I'm going to put you away. You ain't going to see me now and see me in the next 90 days. I'm going to see you again. No. So what I had to do is I had to surrender. I had to get to a place where they talk about this program. And I'm going to read a little bit out of the Living Clean, where they talked about that I had to get into the action part of Narcotic Anonymous. I had to get into the action part of change. I had to get into the action part of not wanting something different without doing something different. Right? I had to get to a place to where I allowed y'all to talk about me, but I didn't really care because I wasn't the only addict that came in and out of these rooms. And I wasn't the only one that been on the news. One of y'all been on the news in here. So, I had to get to a place to where I had to surrender, and I had to do some step work, right? And I'm on step 6 right now. And I heard her talking about it. Like step 6, like I can't blame none of y'all in step 6. Step 6 says the character. He's talking about me. Right? I have to look at all the character defects that happen. So I had to get to a place to where I had to work some steps. I had to sit down. I had to shut up, and I had to listen, and I had to take some directions. And I had to let men show me how to be a man. I had to let married men show me how to be a married man. Right? I had to be around men that didn't only talk about being clean, but was doing the stuff that literature talks about. Was showing up to meetings, was helping the newcomers, was working steps, was being open-minded, was being teachable. I had to be around men that was teachable with 20, 30 years clean. They was telling me, you know what, Mike? I'm still teachable at 30 years. And I'm still being sponsored. Like getting some time in this program thinking because I got 5, 10, 15 years clean that I don't need to be sponsored no more. Guess what? You can be your own sponsor if you want to. Say it ain't so. I'm just saying. So, and this is the part of the program where I had to get to, right? And it's the ties that bind us, right? And me and my wife, we love this chapter of the book, right? I love this chapter because it tells me about being in this program and taking some action. And it says, Narcotics Anonymous is a program of action, not theory. So that tells me this ain't a thought about program, right? Like the seat that I claim is my seat. But guess what? If I want to move to a different seat, I got to do some work. It takes work for me to sit on this side versus getting up, going to this side. That means doing some work in between learning somewhere to sit, right? I got to do some work. And then it says, we don't think our way into a new way of living. We live our way into a new way of thinking. So in order for me to be able to get to that place, I had to do some work. I had to get to step 1, and I had to admit that I was powerless and that my life had become unmanageable. You know, I had to surrender and get out of the ego part of my disease and say, you know what? Like, I need help, or I don't know. I think for me, that's one of the biggest challenges for my manhood is to say that I don't know. Because I don't want you to know that I don't know. I don't want you to say that. I don't want you to say, God damn, you don't know that? No, I don't know. Help me. Teach me, right? Teach me. I had to get to that place, right? And then step 2, I had to, because I was always brought up with believing in a power greater than myself, right? I was always brought up in that. So I had to get to a place where not only was I coming to believe in a power greater than myself, I started to surrender to the power that I believed in. Like what is your power telling you to do? Right? Be in the prayer. Stay surrendered. Stay teachable. And in step 3, I had to get out of Mike's will. It's the hardest part yet. It's the hardest part yet. Like, I can get out of my will, but I don't always want to stay out of my will. Right? And what happens in the third step for me too is that it's real important for me to understand that I get to release my power to the care of the God that I believe in. Like the God that my higher power has care for me. So why wouldn't I want to relinquish my will? Relinquish it. Get out of your own way, right? And then in step 4, I love to hear. I especially hear, and I said it too as a newcomer, right? I don't want to work on 4th step. No, I don't want to. And then you hear other people say, "Well, if you don't want to work on 4th step, you're gonna relapse." I'm saying if you don't work no steps, your ass gonna relapse. So So I had to get to a place in the fourth step that I come, like I'm in the third round of steps right now. But my first round of steps, I had to really tell myself that ain't no ghosts in the fourth step. Ain't nobody in the fourth step but you. So whenever you're ready to continue to look at you and take an inventory and do what you need to do, you'll be okay. Right? And check this out. What I'm understanding about going through the steps first, second, and third time now is that it gets better, but it doesn't say that it goes away. It says I have to keep my disease arrested. It says keep working on it. Because I don't know about y'all, but I got some shit that'll come up from my first year clean. And I'll start thinking that maybe since I got 11 years now, I can get away with it, right? That's how my disease, because my disease look like me, walk like me, talk like me. He even dressed like me. He be cute as hell. I'll be like, listen, and then my wife be like, golly, really? Yeah. So, so I have to remember this is a program of hope. And this is a new way to live. And this is for the newcomer, right? Or for the old timer, or in between, right? This is a new way to live. So this is like different for us. Like living clean without drugs, like living clean without going to jail, hitting licks, using women. Like this is a new world, right? So how do I do that? Like I talk about it. I talk about wanting to look at other women. I'm a married man. See, but once again, I'm going to tell on my disease before I tell on me. Do I look at other women? Hell yeah. Right? I do. But listen. Listen, judge me if you want. Don't let me catch you looking out the corner of your eyes too. Anyway, as I get ready to close, I want to get a message of hope, right? The message of hope is that we heard it already, that an addict, any addict, can lose the desire to use and find a new way to live. But in the new living part, right? It takes some work to stay here, right? For me, my disease got me here by the way of surrender, the court system, and all that stuff here. But in order for me to be able to stay up to this point, I had to do some work. I had to get to doing the cliches that we talk about, that we hear in meetings all the time, right? One day at a time, right? I get to hear about get a sponsor, work the steps. Like I had to buy into that. Like I've bought into that. I've invested in being sponsored. I had the same sponsor for 10 years. And guess what? I talk to him 2 or 3 times a week, every day. Because that's what I need. I need to stay connected, right? I need to stay connected to an addict in recovery every day. And I got a partner in here that I talk to every day. Because because if I ain't calling him, I'm gonna be trying to call somebody else. So I try not to let my disease play these mind games and trick on me, right? So for the newcomer, if you ain't got a sponsor, get you one. If there's someone in here right now that's a newcomer, new to Narcotic Anonymous, or new to this group, if you don't have a basic text, raise your hand. It's one on me right now. Raise your hand. Basic text on me. Because that's the part of this program that the program is in the literature, man. Because like we've carried the message of Narcotic Anonymous, but you get your own opinion, you get your own experience in this program, right? And if you don't go to meetings, go to meetings. If you don't have a support group, get one. Support group is real cut because what they told me is that my sponsor, he's available, but he got a life too. I better have somebody else to call, right? In that moment of not understanding or angry or whatever it be, right? And, and I gotta mention this group of men that has helped turn my journey around. That's Just Men in Recovery. And I want to give respect to Michael B. Rest in peace. I want to give respect to Barry T. That's in the crowd right now. That we're involved in a program that's learning us how to help someone else. Right. And that's what this thing about. And I've been able to do that. Just being involved in that group has helped be a part of me, help keeping me clean. So I'm real grateful. I want to thank you, Roger. Congratulations on 3 years. Congratulations to my wife, everybody that took clean time, man. Congratulations. I did. And if you keep coming to meetings, guess what? You'll get a turn too. So, Shannon, give homage to Shannon. Shannon was part of my last run. Shannon was the addict that didn't judge. She didn't judge. She gave old crackhead money when nobody else would. She would. But she would always mention, like, you should get yourself clean. And when I was able to get connected, when I seen her, I said, guess what, Shannon? I got 2 years. And she was like, what? I was like, and it was good, So I'm real grateful to be here. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to share my message, my journey. I want to continue to help the newcomer. I want to continue to be a part of this program. And I love Narcotic Anonymous. I love this program. So thanks.